Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play MGS3. This is part 15, and already recorded this part, but the first take was a little too long, as I did go into depth about a subject on essentially my take on like why I don't play Call of Duty and why I prefer Metal Gear, and sort of a little bit about my gaming philosophy and a few ideals that I have within pretty much my take on video games in general, and to some extent also why I play them. But I sort of ended up rambling on a little bit too long, and the entire video ended up hitting the 40-minute mark instead of 30. And yeah, I just couldn't really bring myself to edit out some of this stuff. So what I'm probably gonna do is, yeah, I just decided to re-record it all in this part. However, that just got me thinking on maybe I'll just make a separate video towards what I had to say with that rambling, because I thought that this was going to be a good moment for rambling about that stuff, but pretty much because this is sort of like a downtime moment that I usually take in the Metal Gear Solid 3, because we just took out Rykov and we're going to disguise ourselves as him, and at this point you can go anywhere you want in this base and not get into trouble at all. However, with the exception of one area, there's an area out, I want to say west, out west of the base, that does have dogs, and they can sniff you out and start barking at you, which will alert the guards. So I think that is the one exception, if I recall. So I'll probably make a separate video rambling about my video game ideology, essentially. My take on video games and philosophy. So because I did mention another Future Sound Productions video, his more recent video called the Metal Gear series, and like on peace and war. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to check out, but I'll talk more about all that complex philosophical stuff later on in a separate video, not during the Let's Play, because it's so hard to sort of juggle all that stuff in a Let's Play sometimes, and it just ends up being me rambling. So alright, let's give the Major a call and see what he thinks about our disguise, as well as Eva right after.
Ah, your Rykov disguise has turned out nicely.
Yeah, not even his own mother could tell the difference.
Indeed, you're starting to irritate me already.
Why? This look should make me more popular.
I wouldn't bet on it, but whatever. Now that you're indistinguishable from the
So
real
that's another
Rykov,
jab
you'll be able to get
to
into the
Raiden
West Wing,
from Metal
to
Gear
which
Solid
only
2.
Volgin and Rykov have access. Head for the West Wing of the Weapons Lab. That's where Sokolov is being held. Enter the main wing from the second floor of the East Wing. Pass west through the main wing, and you'll come to a connecting passageway. The West Wing is at the other end of that passageway. Infiltrate the West Wing and rescue Sokolov.
Okay, your Rykov disguise is complete. Now they won't stop you no matter what you do.
Even if I punch someone in the face?
Right.
Really?
Really.
Why?
Rykov's just that kind of guy. Once you're disguised as Rykov, you can get into the West Wing where Sokolov is being held. To get to the entrance to the West Wing, pass west through the main wing of the Weapons Lab and go through the connecting passageway. You can get into the main wing of the Weapons Lab from the southwest side of the second floor. Head for the main wing.
Yeah, we could do that. Or we control a few people just for a little bit here. And alright, who's our first victim going to be? Oh, I see you. Just knock him out right clean with a roll. And this guy's gonna try waking him up. But... Hey!
Keep up the fine work, sir.
Did you not see me? God. Trying to punch people in the dicks again. Yeah. I remember being a kid. Yeah, I was a real mean kid playing this. Punching people in the dick.
Keep up the fine work, sir.
There we go. Punk. Hey. 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 Hey.
Keep up the fine work, sir.
God. Took you long enough to notice me. Too frickin' slow. Yeah. And got ourselves a new gun. The Scorpion, or the BZ-61. I could call SIGINT about it, but maybe I'll do that a little later on. And in here, you should be able to find... Okay, a whole lot of nothing. I thought we could find medical supplies in here, but... guess I was wrong. Okay. Alright, and then up here, there are a bunch of scientists in this room. Doing science and stuff. Okay. Yeah, in the first video footage, I was trying to see if this guy would fall asleep, because this guy normally falls asleep, but I don't know, he didn't, so maybe I didn't wait around long enough, or on the offhand, it could probably be a coding error, like something that they might have removed from the game, because there are quite a few things that they changed in this game, version of the game, ever so slightly, and especially in this next segment that we're about to hit here, there's actually in the original version of the game, there was a hidden demo to this next part, but it's not there, even though the dialogue, the unique dialogue that you get from the radio calls are still there for it. So I'll get into depth about that, but just before I do anything, I guess. What are you looking at, Four Eyes? Yeah. Alright, I'm done being a dick. I'll move on. I'll move on, guys. Oh wait, did I pick up? Okay, I'm sort of having memory lapses from the first part of this recording versus this version. Okay, I didn't. I was looking for that. That's the suppressor for the M16. And... okay, yeah, I think I got everything I need here. We're at the... pretty much... 9-minute mark here. You just hit the 9-minute mark, so move on. We're about to hit a long cutscene. And then maybe I'll squeeze in the next part after... like, what comes after that. Hopefully I can do it all within a reasonable time frame, maybe. Okay, I don't know. We're gonna have to see here. I don't know. I'm a little dead set on hitting that 30-minute mark as best as I can. Otherwise, it's just gonna drive me a little OCD, I guess. But God, had so much interesting stuff, or at least, yeah, a lot of interesting stuff that I want to talk about, but I can't quite squeeze it into a Let's Play while focusing on the gameplay, so I'm gonna have to do a separate video or something like that, talk about it.
Sir.
Here it is.
You can count on me. What about the philosopher's legacy?
I don't know anything about that. What are you? Are you trying to kill me?
What's the matter?
I know nothing, I swear it. No one but the Colonel knows of the legacy.
I see.
No, don't. Oh!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's obvious, and everybody should know that is Eva.
Who's there? You're the man from the CIA. What are you doing here?
I told you before, didn't I? I'm going to get you out of here.
A man of honor, just like your commander. But I'm afraid you're too late.
Too late? Don't tell me. The Shagohods.
Exactly. The final preparations for Phase 2 are complete.
Sokolov, what exactly is Phase 2?
To put it in technical terms, it's a composite range extension system for medium-range ballistic missiles. The Shagohod was originally designed as a tank that could launch nuclear missiles from any type of terrain. There was just one problem we couldn't figure out how to solve. The ICBMs we have today are simply too big for the Shagohod to carry. But the military would not hear of it. They demanded a weapon that could launch a nuclear missile directly into the American homeland. That is when I came up with the idea for Phase 2.
But there's no way you could load an ICBM onto the Shagohod. So how'd you do it?
By accelerating the Shagohod itself.
Accelerating it?
In Phase 2, a rocket booster unit is attached to the frame of the Shagohod. The unit incorporates the same technology used in the Vostok rocket that sent Major Gagarin into space. Using this booster, the Shagohod can achieve a land speed of over 300 miles per hour.
That monster can go more than 300 miles per hour?
Yes. And from this state of accelerated motion, it launches a nuclear missile.
So, the Shagohod acts like the first stage of a rocket.
Yes, precisely. The range of the missile launched by the Shagohod thus increases from 2,500 miles to 6,000 miles.
6,000 miles? That's enough to strike anywhere in the United States.
Not only that, with the Shagohod, there's no need to construct giant silos like the ones used to house ICBMs. All you need is a runway about 3 miles in length, or its equivalent. And you can launch a thermonuclear strike against any location in the United States from anywhere in the Soviet Union. It cannot be detected by spy planes or satellites. It's a mobile fortress capable of deploying a
essentially the
secret
theory
and launching
behind
its
it
payload
is
at
very
any
similar
time.
to
A weapon from
throwing
hell.
a spear while taking a running start, which is kind of funny because spears is sort of a military slang term for nukes.
One of its kind. But Volgin is planning to mass produce them based on that prototype.
And deploy them all over the Soviet Union.
Yes, and that's not the end of it. He's going to ship them to Eastern Europe, to Asia, to all the countries of the Eastern Bloc. Even worse, he intends to use the Shagohod as bait to foment armed uprisings among dictators, ethnic insurgents, and revolutionary groups throughout the Third World. His funds are nearly limitless. He could start mass production tomorrow if he wanted. The reason that tensions between East and West have settled into a Cold War is because each side fears the other's power. Deterrence.
Yep.
The idea of using threats to keep one's enemy in check is the perfect word to sum up this state of affairs. But the Shagohod goes far beyond the level of threat. It will render the concept of deterrence utterly meaningless. If such a weapon is unleashed on the world, it will not be long before all nations are engulfed in conflict. The Cold War will end, and the entire planet will be consumed by the fires of war. Vulcan and the Shagohod will be at the center of it all. So you see, it's already too late.
No, it's not too late.
What do you mean?
We've still got a chance. All we have to do is destroy the prototype and the whole facility before they can mass produce it.
But
Just tell me what I need to do to destroy this place.
all right. The liquid fuel used in the rocket engine is stored in a tank. If you can blow it up somehow, some C3 ought to be enough to blow the entire hangar to smithereens.
C3? You mean that cutting-edge plastic explosive?
It could be molded into any shape. The bomb of the future.
Where can I get it?
There was some in the armory here, but it's gone now. It was stolen by a female spy who was here a minute ago.
Eva?
No, that's not her name. Her name is Tatiana. She made her way in here by becoming Vulcan's lover.
I thought she was your lover.
Mine? Oh no, she is Vulcan's lover. This is my lover.
Who are they?
My wife and daughter. They're in America.
Now I remember. Your family is in the custody of the CIA. How long has Tatiana been here?
Only a few weeks.
A few days before the Virtuous mission, then.
She said that Khrushchev sent her.
What did you just give her?
All of the experimental data for the Shagohod. Please, it is essential that you destroy the Shagohod.
I will, but first I've got to get you to safety.
Yeah, tried to zoom in on this frequency
I'm not going.
in the backboard, which is pretty
My
important.
mission is to rescue you.
Leave me.
Sokolov!
Khrushchev has abandoned me. I cannot return to my country. I would most certainly be sent to the gulags.
What about the US?
Yes, I once thought of that. My family's waiting for me there. But even if I fled to the United States, I would once again find myself creating
There it is.
weapons of mass murder.
Remember those numbers,
In
guys.
the end, it
Very
doesn't
important.
matter where I go. I am still a weapons scientist. To be honest with you, I'm tired. Every day I help create things that should never be used, things that should never have existed in the first place. Every day, without sleep, without a word of praise from others. And my creations do not even benefit mankind. They are merely the tools of politicians. All I wanted to do was build space
Yeah,
rockets.
this is a reoccurring
But it
theme
was not
throughout the
to
Metal
be.
Gear series.
The space race
Scientists
between
being
America and
used
Russia became the
for
prey of
politics
politicians.
and creating
The
weapons.
space race and the arms race are one and the same. Missiles, rockets, what's the difference? Scientists are always being used. Please, watch over my family.
Oh, shit.
Major, what are you doing here? I've been waiting for you in my room.
Gay! And yeah, in the literal sense, yes, because Belgian goes both ways.
Who are you? Don't play dumb with me. If you think you can fool me, you're sorely mistaken. I know the Major better than anyone else.
I don't doubt that.
I come here looking for Tatiana, and what should I find? But a greasy freebooter.
God damn it.
What is this fairy disguise? It's gonna rub off on you. And then you'll lose sight of who you really are. Stay out of this!
I see why they call you the boss. What was that? Some kind of judo?
No, it's called CQC, a basic form of close quarters combat. He and I developed it together.
Splendid. I'll take it from here.
Are you going to kill him?
Of course. But first, I will make him pay for hurting Ivan.
Ow. Ouch. Ow. Oh man, the kidneys. Oh. Oh man. Surprisingly, Snake didn't break his nose with that hit. Oh boy. Well, that's not good. So we're at the 25-minute mark here. So all right, I guess we'll end it a little under here, but because we're about to hit another series of cutscenes here after this save. So I'll save that for another time. But yeah, essentially the Metal Gear games do touch base with an interesting perspective on how scientists are being used to create weapons, and how like even like a lot of like technology that we use today stems from military research. Like the internet started with ARPANET back during I want to say 1972 was when that took its first like use. So yeah, that was the case with like the internet during its infancy, and to see it blow up into what it is today, it's one of like the most used tools that we all use. And once again, it stems from military technology and research for pretty much intelligence gathering and sharing back during the 70s. So yeah, there are certain instances with like real life history with certain scientists that do feel some level of remorse with some of the technology that they've helped research. Like, okay, well, I'm not 100% certain, but I think Einstein did feel some sort of like guilt in terms of the research and helping with the development of like nuclear technology. And then there's also Oppenheimer, but in his case, I don't think he really had any issues with it, but I'm not too sure. For you historians and history buffs, like, you guys can always cue in the comment section and correct me if I'm ever wrong here. Please do. Like, yeah, history and Metal Gear sort of like go hand in hand, which is another reason why I sort of like it. This series, like, it's what really got me into looking up a lot of history and studying that for school. So when I went to like high school, going over like the subject of Cold War, I was like, oh man, this is easy. So yeah, that's yeah, I'll probably do another video talking a little bit more in depth on my video game ideology and philosophy, just because I think it's sometimes nice to sort of talk a little bit more about that in-depth kind of stuff, because yeah, I do like to unplug and just play games like any other normal person out there, and just like whatever, it's easy to pick up and play. But sometimes not just video games, but even like the books and movies that I do read, I do like to usually watch, read, or consume certain stuff that really gives me like time to think it over, like food for thought. And I kind of do wish that more people would spend more time thinking critically and analytically about a lot of the stuff that they do like, because that's like, you end up missing out on a lot of like interesting stuff that you might be into if you don't really look into it from an analytical standpoint. So that's one thing that I really do encourage with some people. And I didn't really develop this sort of mindset until like I played Metal Gear over and over again, like as I got older, because when I was younger, hell, I didn't know what the hell these characters were talking about. Realistically, as a kid, like no kid, well, not very many kids would. But yeah, sometimes take a look at some of the stuff that you guys were really into and view it from a perspective of where you are now. So that's pretty much the point I have to sort of make about that. And yeah, I guess another way my like this is something that my English teacher like taught back like when I was in like high school, is yeah, sometimes take a look at things that you're into analytically, because it's always easy to unplug and watch things for fun, but you end up learning a lot more when you do take take a deeper look at things. So yeah, all right, that's gonna do it for part 15 here, and that's the end of this session. So I gotta get to editing this and hopefully uploading it up as soon as I can for you guys. And we'll eventually be around for part 16. So yeah, if you guys know the drill. Like, dislike, please share, and if you do like this stuff, then feel free to subscribe. So I'll catch you guys all next time. See yas.